Alright, so Vannifar Blade. We played this once before. It felt kind of okay. Things I've done today. We've cut the Court of Callings. They've been feeling a little bit clunky, especially with that Wall of Roots. I've added Lightning Greaves, so we can theoretically combo with Prime Speaker the turn it comes down. So, one thing to note here with Greaves is that Greaves gives Shroud and not Hexproof, so no one can target it because Shroud is Shroud is a actual fair and balanced mechanic. So what you have to do is you can boots up the Vannifar, pod out the Ranger, move the boots off the Vannifar, use the Ranger to untap, put the boots back on the Vannifar, pod into Rallier, move them off, Ranger it again. The reason why I'm back to Village Bellringer over Deceiver Exarch is because of the Lightning Greaves. So when you pod out Exarch with Greaves on Prime Speaker, you're not going to be able to untap Vannifar, whereas Village Bellringer doesn't target, so it's still going to untap a Vannifar with boots on it. So there's a lot of boots sliding around. Morning Patreon. There's a lot of boots. Sam Baram, thank you for the 5 months support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Hey, morning, Dan. Long time no see. Feel like it's been a hot second. Eddie, welcome back. Thanks for re-upping. Happy Thursday. WoW Classic has consumed my life. I'd believe that. Sounds great. MNN, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. Dork into Stoneforge. Let's do it. Alright, so what am I getting with this? So, next turn it costs me 3 to evolve this. I think I'm just going to grab the Lightning Greaves here. So, we're going to get set up for a turn 4 kill here on the play. Hopefully that's fast enough. Attack for 2, because why not? Maybe I'm supposed to... what's the word that I'm searching for? Get sort of Light and Shadow. So that way I can regrow this if it dies. Hey, Fonsetti, thank you for the 8 months. And Dan and Wildfire, thank you for the continued tiered 3. I appreciate it. It's not even just post-GAC. Post-Faithless looting is honestly more exciting than anything. Faithless looting really sucks. That is Lightning Greaves to the left of Restoration Angel. Alright, well, if they don't have interaction, they're dead here. So, people that haven't seen this deck play before, we get to combo kill them from... We combo kill from a single 1-drop creature. So, the way it works is we pod that 1-drop into Scryb Ranger. We pod Scryb Ranger into Renegade Rallier. Renegade Rallier gets back Scryb Ranger, which this is now considered a new Scryb Ranger, even though it can only be activated once per turn. When a card changes zones in Magic, it's considered a new instance of that card. We pod the Scryb Ranger into a Village Bellringer, which untaps Vannifar. We pod the Rallier into a Restoration Angel, which blinks the Bellringer to untap Vannifar. We pod the Restoration Angel into a Kiki-Jiki, and we kill our opponent. See, I'd actually say I disagree with that statement, Noblest of Dorks. I actually don't think the format's changed that much. I think certain decks got toned down a little bit that definitely needed to be toned down, but like the core of the format is like fundamentally the same as what it was before. Modern is still a very fast and brutal format. I think a lot of the excitement surrounding what's currently going on in Modern is in large part due to people trying decks that ultimately aren't going to be very good. And once things settle a little bit around Stoneforge Mystic and people realize it's just okay instead of busted, there'll be, you know, more Burn, more Trons, more Valakut Titans as people stop being cute and go back to just good things. As far as spoilers for the new set go, Knights looks like it's going to be really sweet and historic. That archetype felt like it was pretty close in the standard format, and it's getting a lot of support in this new set. So notably, Eldritch Evolution only gets things that cost +2, so I need to draw a 2-drop or a 3-drop to turn this into a pod mob. Damping Sphere turns this double land into a single colorless land, so that's really nice for us. I kind of don't have anything to do here, right? Like, I'm not really interested in potting for or evolving for a 3-drop. Like, I could theoretically, like, go get Stoneforge Mystic, but that doesn't seem worthwhile in this matchup. It feels more fair. Yeah, you're using sample bias. Like, go look at the SCG tournament that happened recently and, like, look at the decks that, like, actually did well. I think your idea that the format is, like, suddenly more fair, I think is definitely in large part due to picking your sample to be what you want it to be. I also think there's a good chance a lot of people really want the format to be fair. So, like, if their anecdotal evidence matches what you want in your heart of hearts to be true, you're more inclined to believe that it's representative. I don't think Amulet Titan's a very good deck. I think it's, like, fine. It's really... Agree to disagree. That's one of my least favorite parts about society. When you engage in a discussion point and you're just like, well, this is why your you're objectively wrong and you shouldn't use anecdotal evidence to, like, try and prove a point. And they're just like, nah, man, 2 plus 2 is 5. Two plus 2 is not 5. Your anecdotal evidence does not extrapolate to 2 formats as a whole. The last modern's more fair. Modern's more fair, they say. All right. Now you're gonna make me pull up a thing. Gosh, look how incredibly fair this top 8 was. Burn, Titan Shift. Oh, look, Grixis Shadow. That's almost a fair deck. Are there Teamer Battle Rages in it? Oh, yeah, look at that combo kill. Rakdos mid-range. That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Oh, wait, they're just Blood Mooning people to prison people out. That's not really fair. What on God's green earth is that? Oh, this is a self-mill deck. Okay, sweet. Our hand's a little bit slow here. I don't have an accelerant, so I can't cast Vannifar till 4, so we're not killing till 5, so we might be a little slow this game. Yeah, Marty Punker is someone in the subs Discord, and they said that they've been getting blue screening issues with Arena as well. Hey, Equin, thanks for the 20 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Also, and this is something that's really important to take away from my commentary there. Hello, youngest son. Just like it's important to not try. So, anecdotal evidence doesn't prove a point any more than what someone else was trying to prove. What it does do is disprove points, though. So the thing is, people like to make these really strong comments about information they just don't have access to.
Daddy, I want to go to school now.
Okay, go upstairs and tell Mom you want to go to school.
Well, Mommy's not up there.
She should be up there. The bus might be a little bit late.
The bus always leaves late.
Always is late. Yeah, I think we're gonna be too slow here. Look at how slow and fair Modern is. I'm trying to combo kill on turn 5, and I'm gonna die on their turn 4. This format's incredibly slow and fair. Look at how slow and fair this format is. I guess we're only taking 1 this turn. Maybe we have a chance. We're going to 7. The fact that they hit 3 Creeping Chills this game has been really absurd. It's also very possible this hand shouldn't have been a Keep in the Dark. I don't know, it could go either way. So, step 1, I'm not dead on board. We're currently taking 3 on board. Don't Vengevine me, bro. Sweet. Those are pretty bad ones. Yeah. And, like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's just a lot of people who, like, desperately want Modern to be really fair. So, like, when they can, like, fit the format to the narrative they want to be true, they're like, ah, yeah, Modern's so slow and fair. It's like, it's never... What's more accurate is they want Modern to be slow and fair. Oh no, red mana. Listen, my 4-year-old is just remember when you're spewing anecdotal evidence, you're on the same level of reasoning as my 4-year-old. Alright, so they're tapped out, so I should probably just put this in front of the trample one and then let one of my givers die. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Alright, so we'll block like this. So we'll go Giver, give pro green. And we'll go Giver, give pro green. And then we get to untap and kill them. Lumbering Falls, thanks for doling out some sub-gifties on this fine Thursday morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for keeping me around. Look at that. Maybe Modern is slow and fair. We get to combo kill on turn 5, chat. Oh, do they have a Fatal Push? Just a Gravecrawler deal. Get to give Scryb Ranger. Scryb Ranger dances with Vannifar. Vannifar dances with Scryb Ranger. Vannifar trades partners. Do the old switcheroo. Get the Scryb Ranger back. Scryb Ranger untaps Vannifar. Vannifar dances with Village Bellringer. Village Bellringer dances with Vannifar. Do-do-do-do. Such a slow, fair format. For Stoneblade, got it. All right, so definitely want Path, definitely want extra Scavenging Ooze. I think I want Eidolon because it stops Vengevine from being triggered. It also is just a 1/4 to block, which is nice. I don't need Glen Elendra. I don't think I need Light and Shadow here. I think Greaves and Batterskull are probably plenty. I need 2 more cuts here. Restoration Angel doesn't block fantastically. We can trim 1 of those. I think I want to leave 2 in, though. Do I want... Yeah, right? You're like, you're dead. This deck's, like, not common enough that, like, people don't realize they're dead until you're, like, a little bit further in. I probably want Remorseful Cleric, huh? It's probably something I want. Do I want this Knight of Autumn just to randomly gain 4? Probably get rid of that. Maybe I just go down to 1 resto if I don't think I'm attacking fairly. That's probably fine. I want to keep my 1-drop count up because 1-drops combo with Prime Speaker. Yeah, let's do it. It's my opinion on Tenrak. It's one of the 2 or 3 dozen decks in Modern that is bad that people will play anyways. Yeah, Davriel. Davriel's another rack people can play now. Yeah, I think turn 1 Giver, turn 2 Stoneforge, turn 3 Batterskull plus Path is probably okay here. If they have an exceptionally fast draw, we might get run down, but Batterskull plus Path will help us stabilize pretty well. All right, change of plans. Yeah, I think Grixis Living End's great. One of the things I always encourage people to think about with Modern is if your only reason Modern is a format where even when Modern's defined by that was a pretty good hit. They milled over Amalgam plus a Gravecrawler tilt. Never make card choices in Modern based on the metagame. You should just play cards and decks in Modern because they're good, not because of this delusion that they're well positioned. So now here's an interesting point. I think I'm just going to preserve my health total here, and rather than deploy the Giver, I'm just going to path the Amalgam this turn. Hey, thanks for watching, Scarlett. I appreciate it. Yep. There's a Vengevine. That's why we waited the path, because if they floop Vengevine into play, we'd rather path the Vengevine than an Amalgam. Yep. So we're gonna take 7 this turn down to 11. And then next turn we get to deploy Giver and Batterskull, which is nice. Thanks for the 12 months, Mikey. I did sword you. I did give you a thing. Thanks for keeping me around. This does give them a Hedron. They don't have a basic land. Oh, they only have a swamp. That's good to know. So they have a swamp and they milled it. Got it. So now the real question is it worth it to shock to play another Giver this turn? I think the answer to that question is no. Pretty sure the answer is no, so I'm just going to pass. If they have, like an Assassin's Trophy here or like a Shatter, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Apparently they don't, and they can't beat a Batterskull, so good luck, Godspeed. Good luck, Godspeed. I should probably just play this on Saturday. I don't know. We're gonna play a Jeskai tempo variation after this. I gotta decide if I wanna feel smart or if I just wanna combo people on Saturday. I probably would rather just combo people. I mean, so what you're doing there, Juice Master, is something people do in politics and just in life in general. And you're saying people want this small change, so the obvious answer to them wanting this small change is they want this extreme thing to happen. So, like, the reality is that there's a big difference between a format that's like a turn 2.5, turn 3 format, like Modern is, generally speaking, and, like, Draft. I think a lot of people would like it if Modern was a format where games routinely ended on turns 4 to 6 as opposed to turns 3 to 4. That is what I think a lot of people are looking for. So there's a lot of middle ground between I'm frequently the game is effectively over on turn 3 and the game is as long as a draft game. I don't think I can keep this. I guess if I draw a second land, I go click into evolve click. I'm gonna mulligan this. I'm on the play. If I'm on the draw, I might keep that first one because I'm greedy, but yeah, I'm gonna mulligan that one on the draw. Yeah, let's keep this and throw this back. Seems pretty good. Give her into Stoneforge into Eldritch Evolution. Let's go. There's also the idea, just Juice Master, that like people who want decks that play longer games to be competitive don't necessarily want that to be the only option as well, right? Like you can express a desire for decks that go long to want them to be competitive without saying I want this to be the only thing in the format, right? Because, like, for the most part, decks that are really looking to go long just aren't competitive in Modern and haven't been, really. I would love a Batterskull. I think looks like we're setting up for turn 4 lethal here again. We're going to go ahead and evolve the Stoneforge Mystic into Vannifar next turn. And then we'll combo kill them the following turn. Now, there's a chance that when I'm tapped out, this Ink Moth plus this Ravager kill us on 3, right? Yeah, I think there's a good chance we're dead next turn, huh? Because this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this gets them a construct. I guess they have to sacrifice a thing here. I think I just make them kill me. I'm gonna go get Pod Mom and hope I get another turn. There's definitely a non-zero chance we die to Ink Moth on their turn 3 though. Really glad we've made this format slow and fair. Hangerback Walker, yep. Ooh, that's a construct to search with Scrapyard. Yeah, I believe Hangerback's lethal, right? Because I counted 8 and then Hangerback's +2. So I believe we have died. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're dead. I'm glad this format's become slow and fair. I'm glad this format's become slow and fair, like someone was assuring me earlier. We have a lot of good tools for a matchup like this. I wonder if I just cut the Stoneforge package. Maybe I cut most of it. Like, leave a couple to evolve from along with the Lightning Greaves. I feel like Batterskull's never going to be relevant here. What do you think of boarding like this? I think I like it. Yeah, the core is like, modern is not different. A lot of the fairness or slowness that you're seeing right now, especially in like these deck list dumps, is that like modern is currently new, and the new things to explore are fair. So people are trying new things and seeing what sticks. We saw the same thing when Jace the Mind Sculptor and Bloodbraid Elf got unbanned. Like, there were just a plethora of Jace and Bloodbraid decks that were everywhere, and once the novelty wore off, people realized they weren't actually that good, and they were mostly winning through volume and getting lucky, and like they went back to playing the actual just good decks in the format. So a lot of the Stoneforge Mystic, decks, I think we're going to see them fall off once people realize that, like, through larger sample sizes on their part, that they're not actually that good. This hand's a little bit slow and fair, but let's give it a try. I think I can keep this on the play. I went 4-1 with a 109 card war deck recently. Yeah, I mean, like, and it's not even that, like, you're necessarily playing against bad decks in League so much as just, like, there's a lot of different things out there, right? So Scryb Ranger's the better Magic card on an individual level, I think. I saw a Corridor Monitor. I think I'd rather have Scryb Ranger. Oh, they're Hardened Scales. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I should have. I probably should have. I don't think that changes how I sideboarded. I probably should. I was thinking they were traditional affinity, but yeah, the Hangerback Walker definitely implies Hardened Scales, right? Hey, Scrafted, thanks for the 17 months of support. I appreciate you keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Scryb Ranger. Scryb Ranger provides a lot of random utility in the deck, which is nice. It's like making Scryb Ranger is like a pseudo mana dork a lot of the time because you have other mana dorks to pair with it, which is nice. You could cut Bell Ringer and Scryb Ranger for Corridor to simplify the chain. So you'd go 1-drop into Corridor, pod Corridor into Rallier, untap, and then... Yeah, I guess you're right, you can actually. That's actually a super good point. I think that's an excellent suggestion. I did not think about the fact that it lets you cut one of your crappy creatures. Yeah, I'm 100% going to play that card. It's definitely... I stand by my initial assessment that it's worse than Scryb Ranger, but it's great getting to cut one of the two bad cards from my deck, right? Because, like, neither Scryb Ranger nor Village Bellringer are particularly good. This is the best Stoneforge Mystic deck. I don't produce hot takes like that for little value that just get me in trouble. This is the Stoneforge Mystic deck I've enjoyed playing the most. This thing's gonna have infinite counters on it. I should have fetched my planes in response to this. Yeah, that's fine. They're gonna kill my board. Yeah, I've just never been a fan of Druid combo in general. Archetype just feels consistently underwhelming to me. So I'm going to do this to hopefully make them think they're a little bit safer than they are. They have Nurturing Peatland. Maybe I should be worried about Thoughtseize. Yeah, I think those builds have more bad cards that I'm interested in playing. Yeah, my oldest just started kindergarten, and my younger one is in daycare / private preschool. We have an official preschool program there. They have a Fatal Push or a Dismember here, we're in trouble. Yeah, looks like a Dismember. Yep. Game's about it. And that's the reason why I tend to prefer the Feel Smart decks, like the Jeskai deck yesterday, is because, you know, having these decks like this one, and a lot of decks in Modern, honestly, they don't have a lot of what I would refer to as player agency in them. So a lot of playing this deck and decks like it, decks like Devoted Druid and Amulet Titan and Valakut Titan and Tron. It's a lot of like, this is my thing, is my thing good enough? If it's not good enough, I die. If it is good enough, you lose. So, there's the play patterns that you end up experiencing are a little bit, they're pretty linear. Yeah, I think the Red Black Goblins deck is very reasonable. I think I was talking about it in one of the Magic Discords I'm in, and one of Bob and Cheese put it really elegantly. The Goblins deck is basically Tron, but it's bad in the mirror. So, like, it's a deck that has a lot of the same skewed matchups that a deck like Tron has, but it's also bad against actual Tron. Is a way to think about it. Which of my toys would you like to take? Everyone is the hero of their own story, where's? Yeah, this deck just really isn't. So, like, as someone who played and loved Kiki-Jiki for a long time, this deck isn't really a toolbox deck like Kiki-Jiki was. So, like, Kiki-Jiki, one of the reasons why it was a deck that I really took to and played a bunch of was Kiki-Jiki was an interactive... Oh, you're talking about goblins. Got you. Got you. To finish my thoughts on this deck differs from Kiki-Jiki in that this deck is a combo deck first and a toolbox deck second, whereas Kiki-Jiki was always the inverse. It was a toolbox deck first and a combo deck second, which I personally found enjoyable. Just gonna grab my Batterskull here. Make them kill Stoneforge. Hopefully we draw a green or white source next turn so we can go second Stoneforge plus Birds of Paradise here. She's dead, Jim. You've killed her. Ooh, looks like opponent playing green-black rock. Like me some green-black. Tilt. You said, to set a low bar, I think Goblins is more competitive than Kiki-Jiki. Oh, Jund, boo. Yep. Think we've died. It's gonna be a quick league. Got 2-0'd a couple of people really quick. Get no 2'd a couple of people really quick. Couple of paths are fine here. Scavenging Ooze is fine. Eternal Witness is fine. Sword of Fire and Ice. Sword of Fire and Ice basically comes in anywhere you want to grind a little bit. Deputy of Detention's fine to trim. Glen Elendra is fine to trim. I usually cut Evolutions in these matchups. So Evolution requires a 2-creature investment to get something meaningful out of it. So I think cutting some of those are fine here. We have 4 pieces of equipment here, which is nice. Very nice. I'm going to bring in an extra Knight of Autumn. Sometimes these decks have Grafdigger's Cage, although I'd suspect that's a little bit less common in a post-GAC world. Yeah, so like the Words of Toolbox is another example of a deck that's like, it's a combo deck first and a toolbox deck second. Like that's not a deck. Being an actual toolbox deck just isn't very good in Modern. As is frequently the case, like, being more interactive is generally just worse than being more linear. Yikes. Urza has a toolbox for the sake of assembling its combo more quickly. So I actually played a Brawl match last night too, off stream. And I was unable. I'm gonna keep the dorks. It doesn't let you. It doesn't let you use your foils in their events apparently, and I was very sad. I can only play one game. I almost conceded the game when I opened my hand and I didn't have any of my foils in it, but I slogged through it and won. I was like, this is terrible. Please give me my nice cards. I spent a lot of money on my nice cards. Give me my nice cards, please. Yeah, I need to make a point to mute when I roll my desk up. All right, look at that. 40 minutes into the league, already through 4 matches. And this deck is definitely peak Modern. Haven't played a game 3. Infinite matchup variance, really quick matches. Peak Modern. We are currently 2-2. Yep, so playing for that 3-2. It's not, Burgle. I've rolled this deck out. I'm not playing this on Saturday. That's good. I need to shake this one out of my system. I'm gonna register 4 Snapcaster Mages on Saturday and follow my heart. These matches, I'd skip the 5th match, but these matches are pretty quick, so we'll see if we can combo someone quickly twice to get our extra $5. Yeah, Blue Delvers, okay, we're gonna try. You're not wrong, Burgle. But like Saturday's gonna involve a lot of waiting, right? I don't know which deck I'm gonna play yet. If I knew the answer to which deck I was gonna play, I wouldn't be playing 2 decks I was thinking about playing this weekend this morning. Should lead on Giver here. Disagree. If I draw Stoneforge Mystic on 2, I want to go Giver Stoneforge. And here I want to play 2 dorks. Do I? Nah, I should probably play Giver. This makes them have 2 removal spells. Saturday is the Modern Format Championship on Magic Online. Greedy mana bases. How are mana bases greedy? 3-color mana bases are really far from greedy in Modern. Yeah, I played 1 match in the Brawl event, and they made me play with plebeian they put borders on my cards, and I couldn't stand for it. So I can't play more Brawl. I can't play more Brawl. You can't make me do it. They'll pry my borderless cards from my cold dead hands. We got foil life gain lands in this patch on Arena. I'm super excited. Although we still don't have a borderless Arboreal Grazer, which is a total travesty. Really would like a borderless Arboreal Grazer. Oh, I saw this deck. So we actually played an Esper deck similar to this earlier this week, but there's a deck like this in one of the 5-0 deck list dumps recently, which is neat. Yeah, foils on Moto look awful and crash the client. Do you know you're dead? Maybe they have Slaughter Pact? I guess I could theoretically draw Kiki-Jiki. She's dead. Jim, you've killed her. I was actually really surprised with how many coins I currently have on Arena. I'm sitting on like 80,000 coins. Playing in constructed events is busted. So you need 2 forests to combo here, but I haven't played a land yet for the turn. So opponent knows this song and dance. Maybe they've seen the stream before. Morning, Genesis. It's another fair matchup. I think I'm going to cut the Eldritch Evolutions. Probably don't want Deputy. Definitely want Scavenging Ooze. I think I want Remorseful Cleric too. Their Goryo's Vengeance deck. Do I want Path to Exile against their Obzadaddy deck? Probably. I probably want Path against their Obzadaddy deck. Night of Autumn's probably unnecessary. I got one more trim. All right, let's do it. Hey, Mikey, if you're still here, Mono Red's a fine deck to donate for. For Standard. Especially with the new Dino. Hey, nice, Crafted. Yeah, spoilers from yesterday interest me. Yeah, there's a lot of sweet Knight cards. Looking forward to building Knights in Historic. The 5/5 for 3 is probably not great in the Teferi format. Although I guess it makes a 1/1 on turn 1 or 2, so like the 1/1 helps you pressure Teferi, I suppose. So maybe that's good enough. And if they bounce it, I guess you get to make another 1/1 with it. So that's like kind of value, I guess. The golden goose will be extra sweet because we have what's it called to go with it. We have the new 3-mana Planeswalker to go with it. Oh, Teferi bounced the one on the 5/5 can't attack. Yep, that's definitely how that works. Yeah, Oko is the 3-mana Planeswalker. So one of the things that'll be sweet and standard is you can go turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 Oko, make your Grazer a 3/3, attack them. It's like pretty decent. I think Stoneforge has been good for this archetype. And the reason why I think it's good in this archetype is because this archetype has always struggled with the ability to have enough quality cards in the fair matches. So Stoneforge Mystic is a meaningful addition in that it's working to solve a problem that this deck has. I think there's a lot of places where Stoneforge Mystic has just kind of been shoehorned in where it's not really solving problems, which makes it less than ideal, but They reprinted Birds of Paradise more or less. That's not even close to true. I think they looks like they printed like a more appropriate power level Birds of Paradise, but that card on a fundamental level it's very different than Birds of Paradise. They're fetching their 5th land. Is Ghost Daddy home? I have this Batterskull, so I'm not really worried about Ghost Daddy. Yeah, I agree. Oko seems really sweet. 3-mana planeswalkers are generally good. So they discarded Ghost Dad and then rolled back Liliana to pick Ghost Dad back up. Maybe I'm supposed to path there in response. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to path there in response. Was that a good draw, chat? What do we think of that one? Opponent has conceded. Weird concession. Maybe they had something come up. All right, so we got our 3-2. I think this deck is fine. I do think Stoneforge Mystic was a meaningful improvement to this deck. I don't know that Lightning Greaves is worth it in this deck. I don't know if cutting Court of Calling is correct. One thing that I do want to mention, because somebody pointed this out, is when the new set releases, this deck definitely wants to play Corridor Monitor, because Corridor Monitor allows us to cut one of our crappy combo creatures. So, Corridor Monitor says is a 2-drop that says when it enters the battlefield, untap target artifact or creature you control. And actually, if we're playing this, we don't want Boots, because Boots will prevent this from working. Hey now, you're an all-star, get your magic on, go play. Thanks for the 2 months of Twitch Prime, let's play. Do 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 do. Welcome back to Hoaglandia. So, this Corridor Monitor here, we have a 2-drop. So, Corridor Monitor will get to replace Scryb Ranger and Village Bellringer. And the new combo kill will be 1-drop into Corridor Monitor, untap Pod Corridor Monitor into Renegade Rallier, get back Corridor Monitor, untap Pod. Then Pod Rallier into Restoration Angel, blink Courier Monitor, untap Pod. Then Pod Restoration Angel into Kiki-Jiki, Kiki-Jiki combos with Corridor Monitor. So basically, we're going to gain a slot in this deck when the new set releases, because Scryb Ranger plus Village Bellringer get to turn into 1 card. So it's gonna be a meaningful addition. When I play Eldamari's Call in this deck, because 6 mana Vannifar is really expensive, I think if I wanted more access to Vannifar, I would rather lean into playing more 2-drops and more Eldritch Evolutions. Yes, yeah, you also then no longer have to depend on having a forest. What are my initial thoughts on filling that slot? I don't know, there's a lot of things you can fill in. We've played more Vendilion Cliques before, which is fine. You can play a second Kiki-Jiki again, so that way if one gets stuck in your hand, you can still combo kill them, because we don't have red lands in this deck. You can play more Court of Callings. There's a lot of things. You look back through past iterations of this deck, there's lots of things in there that you can fill in, but having to play 1 less low-quality card for the sake of comboing is a pretty big upside, so that's a sweet addition from the new set. So, I'm going to run to the restroom really quick. And when I get back, we're going to try some Jeskai Delver. I'm going to put that list up here on screen in a second before I run. Hey, thanks for the tier 2 resub, Engineer. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Put this on the stream deck or two before I... Ooh. BRB.